Let's draw nature.
Hi and welcome back to Let's Draw. Today I'm facing two fears. One is my fear of horses, but thanks to a wonderful horse person by the name of Cub Wright, I'm no longer afraid of horses, especially this one. Rooster has just been awesome today. The second fear I have is because I was here many years ago as a 17-year-old. My job was clearing the Great Divide Trail of brush and whatnot, and I spent many a day that summer scared in my tent of grizzly bears. And so today, let's draw a grizzly bear. Okay, so welcome back to Let's Draw this week. What you'll be needing, as usual, is a HB pencil, piece of paper, and if you've got a kneaded eraser like this, these are great. They're helpful. And as well, if you've got a sharpener, these are very good to keep your pencil sharp the whole time. Also, if you want to grab yourself a piece of Kleenex, we'll use this for shading like we usually do. Today when we're drawing, we're going to put our paper landscape style or sideways. Sometimes my grade 1 and 2 say this is computer style or hot dog style. Anyway, it's on its side. Okay, so we'll get going here. I've also got a cup of tea right here ready to go. It's a cold day today, so it's nice to have some tea while we're drawing. Okay, so I'm going to start off. Today, as you can see, we're drawing a grizzly bear, and I'm just going to start off with I can see this angle here of his face. We're going to start off kind of with the snout. And I'm going to try not to go off the page, but I'm going to try and center this so it's going to have a decent composition. I'll kind of draw it all at once here. There's big shapes, as always. Okay. Never noticed how small a grizzly bear's eyes are in comparison to the rest of their face, but they seem to be quite small. That's because I've never seen a grizzly bear up close, and I don't really want to. Okay, let's make sure that we've got our basic shapes in here, okay? Okay. I think that his snout, or her snout, is a little bit too long. It's looking like a dog, big dog. We don't want it to look like a big dog. It's got a long nose, but it's not. I'll be able to have a sigh of relief when I feel like I've got the structure, the proportions right. That is, everything in relation to everything else looks correct or accurate. I don't want it to look like a dog or a cat. I want this to look like a grizzly bear. And you know, remember what I always say, go right off the page rather than trying to squish details in. So if this ear is going right off the page, we've already begun the drawing, so let's finish it this way. Don't be afraid to go right off the page, because if you squish in details, it's going to make your drawing look really weird. You can see that grizzly bear's eye is going to be, it's like looks like marble sized. I know it's not a marble sized eye, because a grizzly bear is so huge that it just seems like it's a tiny eye in there. But we know that that's how big its eye should be. Okay. Okay, when you feel like you've got the proportions pretty well, and again, look at the photo of the bear and follow that more than you follow me, because I can make mistakes, or it can be inaccurate the way that I do it. You want it to be as accurate as possible. Okay, so I mentioned at the beginning of the video that my wife and I, for our anniversary, I thought it might be a good idea to take us, or to hire someone to take us on a horseback ride, trail ride. So I contacted a friend, Cub Wright, and she said, sure, I'll take you out. And we got out there, and one thing I've always been afraid of is bears, grizzly bears in particular, because I worked in the when I was 17 for the Alberta Wilderness Association, or the Great Divide Trail Association, and I cleared trails, me and another guy, and we went out there for 4 days in and 4 days out, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I was a city kid, and I kind of talked my way into it, and I didn't have great camping gear. I didn't have very good hiking knowledge, that kind of thing, and I went in there, and I had a lot of sleepless nights because I could hear things around the tent, noises, and we were in the middle of the mountains, probably 10 miles away from my coworker's vehicle, and we had packed in food, which you have to hang up when you're in grizzly country, and we didn't have any protection. We didn't have guns or anything like that. I had a highway flare, and I don't think we had bear spray. It's fairly expensive then, or I don't even know if it existed in 1982. I don't think it did. Maybe we had bear bells, I can't remember, but I do remember not being able to sleep for that whole summer. It's very cold in the mountains as well, even though it can be hot in Calgary, or it can be 30 degrees in Calgary in the summer. In the middle of the mountains, it can be below zero, and it often was. And that's the Grizzlies' territory, and we were guests in that territory. And I remember one of the last days there, I saw I had quite a heavy pack, and we had, maybe foolishly, I'd had bacon and hamburger in my pack, but we were walking along, and I saw fresh grizzly tracks, and they were actually filling with water, and they were big tracks, and I was fairly terrified of that. So ever since then, I've stayed away from, when I'm fishing, I don't go right into the mountains. I try and stay in the foothills because I want to respect the bears, the grizzlies' territory, and just leave them alone. That's where they live. But anyway, we went on this hike, and Cub said, "Oh, you don't have to worry. I haven't seen a grizzly here in 30 years of trail riding." And so we're riding along, and we come to this elk camp, and this elk hunting guide tells us that
we've seen 3 of them in the last day.
But just on the road?
Not last night, but the night
the
before,
road.
I was riding home and just 400 yards up here. I thought it was dark. And I saw something coming down the trail, and I thought it was somebody hiking, because there's been hikers all over.
Yeah.
Turned out it was a grizzly, and I ran my horse at him, and he took off over the bank, so that's good. And then I ran into one up in the head of the basin yesterday, and then they had one right here.
And I'm telling Paul the whole time that I haven't seen any grizzlies up here.
I don't like what I'm hearing, Cub.
You don't see them.
And if you are going to take a picture of a bear or any other big wild animal, you need to be in a vehicle, and you need to have a telephoto lens. Do not get out of your car. Do not approach an elk or a moose or a bear or a cougar or any larger wildlife. It's just not worth it. Anyway, Ken provided me with this picture of a grizzly bear and some other ones, and the grizzly bear is in a field. I believe it's near Ken's car, and he's got his camera lens on there, and it's eating dandelions, which is kind of neat. Okay, I'm going to do some with the Kleenex here. We're going to do a little bit of shading. You can see the bear's forehead is a little bit, it's got some tan on it. Not tan, sorry, it's got some light hitting his forehead. Okay, we're going to smudge that like that. To many indigenous people, the grizzly bear carries big significance, and I was going to phone my friend, fellow artist Roland Rollinmud, and ask him about the grizzly bear. I think he knows a lot about the grizzly bear, and hopefully he'll share what is so significant about the grizzly in his culture. And Roland and I have been friends for, I think, 30 years or so, and he's been very good to me. He invited me to do a mural at the Morley Community School many years ago with another artist named Diane Ewanen, and we did a mural that was way ahead of its time. I want to tell Roland this, that it was called Nature's University, and it was about how the Ithaka people learned, which was outside from Nature's University, like the person in the painting Tatangamani or Walking Buffalo used to talk about, that he went to Nature's University, and which I think is really timely, because in our own school system we're talking a lot right now about outdoor education, having classes outside, and Roland was onto this a long time ago. So it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say about the grizzly. Roland is an amazing artist, and what I love most about Roland's work is I don't think I've ever seen anybody handle pen and ink like he does. The detail and what he puts into his work is just amazing, and his paintings are great too. I love his colors that he uses, and he paints a lot of wildlife, nature, and he really likes the artist Robert Bateman is one of his favorites. So hello.
Hello.
Hi, Roland. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, Roland, I'm doing a kids show showing them how to draw, and I'm drawing a grizzly bear right now, and these videos, they go on YouTube. I'm wondering, would you be able to? I've got you on speakerphone right now. Would you be able to?
Okay.
Would you be able to say something about the grizzly bear?
Yeah, okay. So when?
Right now.
Oh, yeah, the grizzly bear usually hibernates right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and during the time he would wander around and hunt for himself.
Yeah.
And we usually avoid it during the carpet parts, the grows.
Uh-huh.
That's in June, yeah. Because that's the time they start to look for a friend.
In June?
Yeah, in June,
Okay.
like September.
Huh. And
And
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, usually keep apart from him as much as we can.
I see. Roland, what do you call what is the name for a grizzly bear?
Watanga.
Watanga?
Yes.
Nice. You can scribble a little bit when you're shading. It doesn't have to be absolutely controlled when you're doing the bigger marks, because I know that a lot of you are going to work it in with the shading like this, right? With the Kleenex. Okay, you can do a little bit of what we call, our students call backward shading with your eraser, or you can use your eraser here. Little bits of fur here you can use your eraser for. Do the backward shading. We can do some backward shading for the fur. Just pick away some highlights here wherever you see it on the bear, wherever it's light. You can use this eraser too. It's just as good as a kneaded one. You can see it kind of curves here. Fur does. Hey Roland.
Yeah.
When you say when we say like usually we say goodbye, but usually in your culture you usually say hunchi machets.
Yeah.
That means does that mean see you later?
Yeah.
Yeah. And why is it important for the kids to say see you later as opposed to goodbye? Would you say?
Yeah. No, that's a short one, but very intense is seeing you again.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I really like that, Roland, because it means that I will see you again no matter what.
Yeah.
Like whether we're in this world or the next world, I'll see you again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
that's a good way to think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good way to think. Good way to
Yeah.
be. And you know what? I want to thank you too for including me in that mural. I think that that mural is very, very good, and it's still there. And
Yeah.
and also I got paid for it, which is even better
Yeah.
as an artist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's great.
yeah, so it's good. Oh, there's one of you with your grandfather, John Hunter too.
Yeah.
You've got quite a bit of stuff on the internet. You're kind of famous, hey? Yeah. I think Roland means the fame of the land, you told me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.